that possible? I was telling teacher Daye, yes, it is also possible because there are certain universities in the Philippines that are not offering distance learning. Dr. Gerrerro and Ambassador Linglingay will be talking more about these possibilities later. The UP, University of the Philippines, for example, is offering distance learning. So those who will be going to college, sino sila? Who of you here have passed the secondary level? So kayo yung pupunta na sa collegium, no? Kasi ikaw parang elementary. Mukhang bata. Naka-college ka na. So yun. If you're planning to stay in Thailand, not go home, you may consider enrolling in the UP's distance learning program. So let me just introduce myself. I'm Head Padamos. I'm the First Secretary and Consul General of the Embassy. And, but I'm not going to be the Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. It's going to be our new Vice Consul, Mr. J. Alcantara, Francis Alcantara. So I'll turn over the microphone.
Magandang hapon po. Good afternoon to everyone. We're about to begin our commencement exercises, so may I request our graduates to please assemble yourselves outside the conference room. The parents and friends of our graduates can stay inside the conference room.
Gerrerro.
Call on our graduates to please enter the premises conference room.
The alternative learning system. They are now entering the premises of the Philippine Embassy Hall. There you are, one by one, the successful passers of the alternative learning system. Test. And that's Edlin Joy Manondo coming in now. There you are. Edlin Joy Manondo entering the hall. Hazard of the alternative learning system. Secondary level. And the rest. And there's the crowd now. Okay.
May I request everyone to please rise in honor of the Philippine national anthem. You may now take your seats. The Embassy of the Republic of the Philippines in Thailand, headed by Your Excellency Ambassador Linglingay Lacanlale, and the Department of Education, Bureau of Alternative Learning System, in partnership with our Bangkok Schoolhouse Ministry Center, welcome everyone to the commencement exercises of the first batch of Alternative Learning System test takers in Thailand. The ALS is an education program implemented by the DepEd under the Bureau of Alternative Learning System, which provides a viable alternative to existing formal education instruction, encompassing both non-formal and informal sources of knowledge and skills. Our theme, Alternative Learning System, bridging the gap towards education for all, captures the essence of ALS through educational empowerment of individuals, which allows them to be more productive members of our society. To deliver her opening remarks, let us all welcome Her Excellency Ambassador Linglingay Lacanlale.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, our graduates, parents, and friends of the family. Indeed, a proud afternoon for the Philippine Embassy as we honor this year's first batch of successful test takers of the Alternative Learning System Competency Test. The test was administered in February, and out of the, well, I did not have the exact figure, but we had 41 examinees actually. 10 passed the elementary level, and 15 hurdled the second level. This shows that there is great interest for our young people and their families to continue with their education in the Philippines and to stay connected. And so we would like to thank our special guest also today, Dr. Gerrerro, the Director of the Department of Education's Bureau of Alternative Learning System, who took time out from her busy schedule to be here with us. She came all the way from the Philippines to be able to hand the certificates which were personally signed by the Secretary of Education, Secretary Armin. I would also like to thank the ALS, the ARK Schoolhouse and Ministry Center through teacher Daye DelMundo, who really was the first one who initiated the contact with the embassy and requested us, initiated the moves to have this ALS administered in Bangkok. And I am happy to know, to tell you that the other ASEAN posts, the other Philippine embassies in the 9 capitals in ASEAN would now like to have the ALS also examination administered in their embassies. So we have done pioneering work in Bangkok, and we are especially proud of this. Thanks to Dr. Gerrerro and Dr. Daye and the other teachers who have helped us with this initiative. I would like to tell our graduates that make use of these certificates that you are now receiving it opens doors for you. It will allow you to pursue higher studies in the mainstream education system in the Philippines. It will allow you to take skills training programs, and it will also help you acquire eligibility for government employment positions. So I also would like to thank the parents who supported their children in this initiative. I hope you will continue to be the biggest support of your children so that they will be able to take advantage of the many opportunities that are ahead of them. And to our young graduates, it's hard work ahead of you, but it is worth the investment that you will put in. So again, congratulations, and we're truly all proud of what you have done.
Thank you, Ambassador Lacanlale, for those inspiring words. May I now call on Ms. Daye Escanlar, DelMundo of our Bangkok Schoolhouse and Ministry Center for the presentation of our graduates.
Her Excellency Ambassador Linglingay Lacanlale, Honorable Vice Consul J. Francis Alcantara, Respected Director of the Bureau of Alternative Learning System, Dr. Gerrerro. It is such an honor to present to you the 25 candidates for graduation of the first batch of ALS in Thailand, 15 candidates from the secondary level, and 10 candidates from the elementary level. Graduates, please rise. I would like to call on Dr. Gerrerro to proclaim the graduates.
By the power vested in me as Director of the Bureau of Alternative Learning System, Department of Education of the Philippines, and as the duly authorized representative of the Secretary of Education, Brother Armin Luistro, I hereby declare that 10th elementary level and the 15th secondary level passers of the 2011 Accreditation and Equivalency Test graduates of basic education. Congratulations, everyone.
May I now invite Her Excellency Ambassador Linglingay Dr. Gerrerro, Ms. Daye DelMundo, to present the certificates to our graduates.
But you did not want to go alone.
May I request our candidates to please take your seats until your names are called. Ms. Asmin Francesca Lamang Barnacha. Gerrerro Vincent Panya Buigen. Elementary level. Riksha Camille de la Peña Cervantes. elementary level. Chakris Lofraco Daye, elementary level. Ruben Job Salonga de la Paz. Florindin Alquino Legaspi, elementary level. Giselle Alquino Omalan, elementary level.
So here they are.
Lara Vasti Paras, elementary level.
The graduates of the alternative learning system. Accreditation and equivalency test.
Reggie Joash Dimabuyo Benquez, elementary level.
Very good.
Raymond Puentes Punan, high school level.
Okay, so here we go now with the high school level now. Here we go with the high school level of the alternative learning system. Okay, as they are now.
Jamela Benrel Panya Huingan, secondary level. Camille Tracy de la Peña Cervantes, secondary level. Diana Fe Banquerigo Clemente, secondary level. Maureen Dinani Rivera, Jillian Faye Salonga de la Paz. Josiah Jared Longa de la Paz, secondary level. Bertram Janos Salsa Ecate, secondary level. Emerald Grace Yusala Pago, secondary level. Edwin Joy Esquerra Manongo, secondary
Okay,
level.
that's Edwin Joy. Yes.
Jermaine Jill Alpino Pamalan, secondary level. Maria Percy Udas Gerrerro, secondary level. Jason Pamaniban Ulidan, secondary level. Jana Isabel Domingo Santos, secondary level.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, they have just received their
Ambassador Linglingay Lacanlale. Thank you, Teacher Daye.
Good job.
And now, to deliver the graduates' speech, let us welcome the top notcher of the first batch of alternative learning system best takers in Thailand, Ms. Joanna Isabel Domingo Santos.
First of all, on behalf of my fellow test takers, I'd like to thank the Department of Education, the Philippine Embassy, the Art Bangkok Schoolhouse, and of course God for giving us the opportunity to take the A&P outside. It's such a blessing for me and for most of us here to be able to take the exam and pass it. I was very happy when my friend informed me about taking the test here in Bangkok, because at that time I was desperately trying to find a way to finish high school. I've already started reviewing for GED before I learned about A&P. GED, or General Educational Development Test, is somewhat similar to A&P, but the focus is more on academic subjects rather than life skills. Thus, it's far more expensive than A&P. Thank God someone invented A&P. Back then, I didn't know what to do with my life. I was turning 19 and I haven't finished my secondary education yet. I can feel the pressure from my relatives, friends, and especially from my mom. I know she was disappointed because I myself was already disappointed. I wanted to skip high school so bad. I wanted to slip through it and break up and then finally to college. It was tough being homeschooled. Maybe not everyone else, but for me, it was torture. I had to study on my own. No teachers, no classmates. The only advantage is that I can study anytime I want. Too bad I lack self-discipline. I'd rather sleep or waste my time on Facebook than face my books. Because I just stare at an empty space because it suddenly became more interesting than solving math problems. My dad, as OFW, like most parents here, earns a decent salary, but he had to send money to our family back in the Philippines. So we had to be careful when it comes to budgeting. We both decided to try homeschooling because it wasn't that expensive compared to going to an international school or a local school, and it was interesting. I realized how wrong I was when I started doing it. Clearly, it didn't work out for me, but when I think about it, being homeschooled taught me a lot. I learned that there's more to life than memorizing the periodic table or finding that X in algebra. I learned how to live having only a few friends who are always there for the good times and the bad. It taught me how to enjoy my life and strengthen my relationship with God at the same time. But most of all, it taught me to never give up in life no matter how hard it gets. The world needs people with good education. Education is the most important component of every nation's development. The Philippine economy is now starting to pick up even as the Western world battles the state of recession. Passing A&E even puts us closer to attaining our dreams of finishing college, have a decent job, and start contributing further to our country's economic success. This is already a good motivation for me to strive in finishing my college education. Again, I'd like to thank everyone, congratulate everyone. I'd like to thank our parents for the unending love and support. Thank you, teachers, for sharing your knowledge to us and for the patience. Congratulations, fellow graduates. You have made our parents proud. This is not yet the end. We're still going to face a lot of challenges in life. But always keep this achievement with you, and let this be a reminder that with patience, determination, and faith, we can get through whatever adversity life throws upon us. Always remember that God is just a prayer away. He is the source of all blessings.
Thank you very much, Joanna. now have the honor to introduce our guest speaker for today's commencement exercises. She is a professor of education and a certified assessor to the Development Academy of the Philippines, Assessment Center for the Career Executive Service Board, formerly the director of the Bureau of Secondary Education of the Department of Education. She is now the director of the department's Bureau of Alternative Learning System. She has been involved in local and international consultancy work for such institutions as the Asian Development Bank, UNESCO, UNFPA, and UNICEF. She earned her doctoral degree in Educational Administration and master's degree in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Dr. Gerrerro.
Her Excellency Ambassador Lacanlale, Honorable Consul General Edgar Badajos, Vice Consul J. Francis Alcantara, the ARC Bangkok teachers and staff headed by Ms. May Escanlar, my dear graduates, parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. First, I'd like to say congratulations to the graduates, even the parents, the guardians, the teachers. Congratulations to all of you. And I say this is indeed a red letter day for all of us. First, to the graduates. On this day, you have proved that you have the knowledge, attitude, and skills, or the learning competencies equivalent to those of the high school graduates of schools, and that you are now ready to join either higher education, technical vocational courses, or the world of work. To the elementary graduates, you also have proved that you have the competencies equivalent to an elementary school graduate, and that you are now ready to proceed to high school, either in the school system or in the alternative learning system. You have options. I'd also like to look at this particular day from the point of view of the ARC Bangkok Schoolhouse. I say this is, in fact, a recognition of your initiative, a recognition for bringing the alternative learning system to Thailand. And it is an affirmation of the belief that education, Philippine education, is not only for Filipinos in the Philippines, but it is education for all Filipinos wherever they are. I'd like to also look at it from the point of view of the Philippine Embassy. I'd say today we can see that this is the reflection of your concern and your understanding of the learning needs of the Filipinos under your charge. That the Philippine Embassy in Thailand is indeed supporting the initiatives to bridge an educational gap that has already been identified. That the Philippine Embassy here and the management and staff believes that education is not only the concern of educators, but it is the concern of everyone, whether they are educators or not. And finally, from the point of view of the Bureau of Alternative Learning System of the Department of Education, this, in fact, is the ultimate proof that indeed there are two learning systems in basic education and that such is viable. This is the first model where we exported the alternative learning system outside the Philippine boundaries. And as you say, this is the least costly of all modes of delivering basic education. instead of putting up schools or hiring professional teachers where there may not be adequate. And of course, we have other models. We have the Libya model. And the Libya model shows us that the service, our partner, who is a priest, and a religious person, who came over to the Philippines, brought along the teachers who will be helping him, undertook the training with the other teachers in the Philippines, and from there went back to Libya to introduce the alternative learning system. So that's another modality. But so as we can see, I'd like now to share with you, take some time to share with you some information on this learning system that we call alternative learning system, which you have all been recipients of. By the way, what you receive today is not yet that diploma. Mabilis kasi kayong nag-declare ng graduation mo. Mabagal pumila sa Department of Education. We have not yet issued out the diploma that is signed by the Secretary of Education. But you will get that siguro within the month of June. In the Philippines, that is what we are also now issuing because our service provider, the one who won the bidding to process the test results, could not cope yet. So we said we will issue first a certificate of this kind. Also, our contract with him said that upon publication of the list of passers, they should have given us already the certificate of rating, the grades that you got from the test. That is another document that we will give you. But the service provider that we had was not yet able to deliver that dahil nga mabilis kayo sa information. So anyway, lahat naman sa buong Pilipinas, ang ibinigay pa muna namin ay ganyan. Kasi this one is being honored already by the colleges and universities, by the schools that will take you in. And by the way, I want you to know that we now have a lot of ALS passers at the University of the Philippines, Ateneo, LaSalle, all the state colleges and universities, including any other school that you could think of. Because there is an existing memorandum of agreement between the Department of Education and the Commission on Higher Ed, the Technical Education Skills Development Authority, as well as Civil Service Commission. This means that if you have to get to work that requires a government job, that requires a high school diploma, this is it. You can already get to a government, to work in government that requires a high school diploma. Many of our local government officials make their drivers and other messengers in their offices take the exam so that they automatically, once they pass, they automatically get permanent positions in government. Okay? So, I just wanted to explain that that is not yet your diploma, but it is good enough that you can apply in any college and university bringing that. Okay? Again, going back to the alternative learning system, you know that in the Department of Education, there are 3 bureaus. The Bureau of Elementary Education, Bureau of Secondary Education, and the Bureau of Alternative Learning System. This bureau, the third one, used to be called the Bureau of Non-Formal Education. But it has been shifted now, renamed into Alternative Learning System because of many things. For the Bureau of Elementary and Secondary Education, these 2 bureaus take care of education of school-age children in schools. Okay? But the Bureau of Alternative Learning System takes care of education that happens outside the schools. And this takes care of children, school-age children, children beyond school age, adults who have not gone to school, who have gone to school but have not completed their education. Either hindi nakagraduate ng grade 6 o hindi nakagraduate ng 4th year, nag-drop out. So ito yung mga iniintindi ng alternative learning system. This is now the program of that you are involved in. Again, so sino ang mga nakikinabang? Who benefit from alternative learning system? The illiterates, young or old. We have a program called Basic Literacy Program so that they can learn to read, write, and be literate. Then we have a second major program called Accreditation and Equivalency. Ito yung programa inyong sinalin. And this is the program that says your curriculum is equal and parallel to the curriculum that is being offered in the schools, except that you have a different way of being taught and a different way of learning. And this is where the difference lies. The alternative learning system is a learning system that is meant to address education for all campaign of the entire world. Alam niyo naman that education is not only for school-age children, hindi lang sa mga bata, at hindi lang dun sa mga nasa school, but education is supposed to be for everybody. And the alternative learning systems nature already addresses the FR concerns because it is very flexible. Look, kung hindi ba ito flexible, do you think you could have graduated now? Did you even have to participate in the programs that are being offered by the alternative learning system? No. Why? Because we have a learning principle that is being operationalized. We say, we believe that we recognize prior learning. We recognize prior learning. This means, kahit hindi kayo nag-aaral sa eskwela, marami kayong natututunan outside the school system. Siya nag-home study. Baka yung iba nagkatrabaho at maraming natututunan sa kanilang trabaho. Or the others may be helping at home, and in the process they get to learn many things. Things that are equivalent to things that should have been learned in school. And this is why you may not even have gone through the accreditation and equivalency program, but you went through an accreditation and equivalency test that says you now have the learning competencies equivalent to an elementary or a high school graduate. Alright? So there were a lot of differences that were mentioned by your the top student of this class, yeah? Ang sabi niya, you said something about you had to learn things yourself. And these are the life skills that the alternative learning system wishes to develop in the learners. Walang i-memorize. Nothing to memorize. No textbooks to pour over, because there are different learning materials available and existing, whether from the department or from other sources. And we allow that because there are many things that can be learned from other sources. So you see, this is least costly. You don't need textbooks. You don't need to buy textbooks. And there are different ways of learning in ALS. In the succeeding students of ALS, probably when the program interventions are offered, they can now select. Do they want to learn through radio? We have lessons for radio-based. Do they want to learn through the computer? We have digitized learning materials already available. Or do they want to learn from a face-to-face way of intervention? There will be a teacher and there will be students coming in. That is with the use of materials, printed modules. So pwede rin naman. We're already starting to have TV lessons also by way of an option for our learners. So all these things make the alternative learning system very flexible. And by the way, when you join the alternative learning system as a student or as a learner, we say learner, not student, you don't have to come to school every day. You sign a contract with your teacher, and the contract says, I can only be available on these days, at this time. And then the teacher says, according to the functional literacy test that you took, you have mastered the following competencies and that you need to master only these remaining competencies. Therefore, and then you also say, I can only go to the learning center on these days. And all these things. Why? Because we will understand that there are different personal situations for each learner. And we will not impose, we have to be flexible. Because we understand the situation. Also, there are different types of learning materials in different languages. Unfortunately, we don't have a language, Thai language. We do have 10 regional languages where our materials are written. These are Pangasinense, Ilocano, Kapampangan, Tagalog, Hiligaynon, Waray, Cebuano, Tausug, Magindanaoan, and we have no Chabacano. And many of our basic literacy materials, these are for the no-read, no-write communities. They are written in mother tongue, meaning for the indigenous peoples of Mindoro, we have about 10 languages because there are 10 tribes in Mindoro. Then we have Subanen, we have that would be in Zamboanga, and for Davao we have many more languages. This means we have to flex and we have to address the different learning needs. And we believe that we are not privy anymore to the debate as to whether we have to use mother tongue in like what is happening now in our formal education. There is a big debate whether to introduce mother tongue in grades 1 to grade 3. In alternative learning, we do not join in the debate because whether they like it or not, we always use mother tongue for those who cannot read and write. That's why we prepare our learning materials using that. And of course, in terms of the learners, we accept learners no matter what age, no matter what sex, no matter what class, social standing. As long as they want to continue learning, yes. And we do not ask them to present, where's your birth certificate, where's your form of exam, etc. No way. We do not ask for any credentials from anybody who wants to join the programs. We just say, please take the functional literacy test so that we will know if we will put you in the elementary level or in the high school level. And then people will say, but I'm only grade 4. No, but your test shows that you are in high school already, so go to the high school level. Or even if you say, oh, my last class was in second year high school. I'm sorry, but you get 3, so you join the elementary level. These things. We do not ask for any report card. Because, for all you know, they might just buy it in Recto. Diba? So, kahit anong hanapin mo, kung ano-anong hingin mo, baka mag-fake. You know? So, we don't do that. We don't need that. What we want is that you are committed to learn and that it doesn't matter what age. As far as the teachers are concerned, we do not look for teachers who are education, professional, licensed teachers. You can be a high school graduate and still teach in ALS if the learners are illiterate. You can help teach them how to read and write. So, kahit na kayo high school graduate, pwede kayo magturo. Tutulungan namin kayong mag-train. But if you will be handling the elementary and the secondary program, we will ask that you be college, not necessarily education graduates. And again, you will be undergoing training by how to handle the programs there. By the way, training is free. Even the ALE test is free. Everything is free here. We cannot impose any amount from anybody because it might be a cost for them to not participate in education. So, as best as we can, we found out in the Philippines, there are many dropouts who say they do not want to go to school because they say it's costly. But we say public education is free. No way, it's not free. We have to buy uniforms, we have to buy shoes, we have to pay for projects, we have to pay for excursions and other field trips. And we have to have our baon. All these are not free. So, while in the alternative learning system, 0, don't ask for anything. Then, some of them would say, but the school is just beside your house. Why aren't you in school? Because every time I come to school and I'm late, they say, one more time and you'll be dropped. One more time, be okay. And sometimes they close the gate of the schools. They never ask me why I am late. They didn't know that I have to sell newspapers early in the morning and run to school afterwards. And when I'm in school and I get sleepy, the teacher says, this is a lazy boy. So, even the teachers, the teachers undergo a lot of ridicule among formal school teachers. There is this teacher from Mindoro who used to tell us her story, and she would cry while telling this story. She's a teacher of the Mangyans, and she said, every time she hears this, Aya, taga-ALS yan eh. Alis ng alis. Kasi mobile teacher ang tawag sa ALS teacher. Mobile because they move from one barangay to another to serve different types of items. And she says, every time they would see me in the morning, I would be in the marketplace because I buy every time, before I go up the mountain, I have to buy half a kilo of fish. Because when I reach the learning center there, I have to, and it's lunchtime, I cannot eat my lunch by myself. I have to share my food with them. Otherwise, I would be eating by myself and they would all just be staring at me. So, she has to buy half a kilo, cook it with a lot of soup that goes with it, and that she can share it with them. And she uses her own money for that. And again, the formal school teachers do not even understand that. They do not know the story behind why she's always in the market. They would say, "Als, alis na alis." Ganyan ang mga situation sa alternative learning system. Pero napakaraming mga innovations ng ALS because that is how the alternative learning system will survive. Without being innovative, it cannot. It can only survive because of the help of local governments. Do you know that in the Department of Education, with a billion budget, the share of the budget for the alternative learning system is only 0.19%, not even 1%. And from out of the 500,000 teachers assigned in the public schools, there are only 1,981 teachers for the alternative learning system. That is why we have to go very flexible and we have to invite private people, private groups, civic organizations to come in. And we say, please organize learning centers. We will help you. We will train you for free. We will give you learning materials for free. Just so we can reach our goal of education for all. Did I mention already about the NSO, the National Census Office Functional Literacy and Mass Media Survey that was conducted in the year 2008? In that year, there were 80 Filipinos, 80 million Filipinos. Out of the 80 million Filipinos, census reported 60%, 62% of 80 million did not go to school or did not complete grade 6 or did not complete high school. Mas marami pa doon sa mga nakapagtapos. So, this is the statistics. This is how the Philippine situation is. Not counting para overseas Filipinos that have not completed their basic education. There is really, so without the help of private groups, civic organizations, local governments, we cannot do things by ourselves. That's why we're very thankful that the Philippine Embassy and our Bangkok Schoolhouse have initiated this move to go transnational so that we can reach out to the Filipinos here. So, talagang malaki pong pasasalamat dito, and we recognize this as a model to follow. In fact, soon after, siguro we will be collaborating with CINO for transnational programs and to strengthen this. Of course, we have started working with the Department of Foreign Affairs through Director Lacanlale. But anyway, so dito po sa ating pag-aaral, our main objective is to develop functional literacy. By the way, meron po kaming tinatawag na Club 86 sa aming pag-share. Ano po ba yung Club 86? Has anybody heard about it? We have made a study in the Department of Education and we brought together there were 100 6-year-old children. They all together went to first grade. By the time they reached second grade, 15 have already dropped out. By the time they reached 6th grade, only 66 graduated from 6th grade. And not all the 66 went to first year high school. school, only 58 went to high school. And by the time they graduated from fourth year, ilan lang yun? I think that was only 40 plus were left. Out of this 40, hindi lahat pumasok sa college. And by the time, kung graduate na sa fourth year college, yung mga yon, there were only 14 left who graduated from college. Meaning, out of the 100 6-year-old children who entered first grade altogether, 86 did not complete their education. Ang tawag natin doon, Club 86. Sila yung tinutulungan ng alternative learning system na DepEd, ng CHED, at ng TESDA. Kaya huwag kayong mag-alala, ha? Alam ba ninyo, if you enter university or college, there is a program like ALS, and they call it ETIA, Expanded Tertiary Education Accreditation Program. And it is like ALS. You don't need to go to schools. You just show that you have the learning competencies. You have to prepare a portfolio of your own learning competencies. You present it to the university, you defend yourself, and at the end you get your degree. Halimbawa mo, what I'm saying is, I was there, I was witness to Governor Laguna Governor, yung babae. She's not governor anymore, kasi si Ejercito na ngayon, yung pinaltay niya. She took it was a PhD program that she took in the pamatasan ng lungsod ng Manila. She took a degree on public administration. And you know very well that she is the governor. So she must have a lot of experience in to show that she has the competencies of public governance. So she put together a portfolio showing evidence that she can preside over a meeting, that she can do a resolution, that she can do this, etc., etc. Then she faced a panel, she defended herself, and she graduated with a degree, Doctor of Public Health. So, may ganyan programa, pati sa college level, MA level, PhD level. In the Philippines, if you are an ALS graduate in a certain barangay, almost all the mayors, the barangay chairs, the governors will want to assist you. They offer different types of scholarships. Many of the mayors now hire ALS graduates for mga small jobs, like in SM, they want to hire ALS graduates. Sabi nila, they're more mature, they're more serious about work. Mga ganyan. Even among colleges and universities, they appreciate the ALS graduates who go to college. They say, many times they are called ate or kuya by their classmates, and they are role models because they're more mature and they have, a focus. They want to make things happen in their lives. Kaya, they really appreciate our students entering university. The goal, and in ALS, we do not have subjects, we do not have English, science, math. We have learning strands that are equivalent to these courses. What? First learning strand is communication skills. And this is the equivalent of, English, Filipino, baka Thai, German, Chinese, pwede yun. Communication skills ang tawag. Doon sa ikalawa, critical thinking, decision making, problem solving. So,